Excuse me, my name is Jemison Carver. I'm here to see Mr. Hickerson.
Come in, Mr. Carver.
Thank you.
Do you want to sit down?
Yes, please. Is Mr. Hickerson here yet?
He's not here right now, Mr. Carter.
Carver.
Yeah, Carver. No, he's not here right now.
Have you heard from him? Do you know where he is or why he's not here?
Oh. Well, he called earlier. He might be busy.
All right. That's fine. I have no problem waiting for him. What we need to discuss is rather important.
Let me see if I have that in my records. No. Excuse me.
That's fine. Take your time. I seem to have plenty of it.
Do you know a Miss Wrench?
I'm not familiar with the New York scene. I don't know what Miss Wrench does or is.
Well,
She
Miss
an actress?
Wrench, she's kind of an actress. You could call her an actress. She's a weather bunny. And if you had seen her on TV, you would probably know why Seph is late.
Well, it seems like I'm going to have a lot of time in New York, especially if your boss does not show up soon, so perhaps I'll get a chance to see his weather bunny. She's on the local news.
She's on the local news. And let's just say her assets are noticeable immediately. He's very busy, probably, with Miss Wrench right now. I feel like I'm sorry. We're both here. Seph is not here. It's very stressful. I make several calls a day.
Really?
Sometimes as many as 6.
I never would have realized it was that busy.
It's high pressure. Seph is very lucky that he has me.
I would not argue with that statement. A man like him deserves a secretary like you.
I keep a lid on it. I keep a lid on all of this. See this? All of this? This is what I've got going. All of this I got it all under control. Would you like a Cheeto?
No, thank you.
I like to have my pencil on this for when I need it.
Does he always do this to you? Put you on the spot with his appointments?
Yes, he does. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
How long have you been working for Mr. Hickerson?
Well, it's been quite a while. And you, how did you get into what you're doing?
Well, I came about movie production in kind of a backwards way. I was involved with some bands, friends of mine's bands in college, and we were managing them. A friend of mine and I named Tom. We had some bands, Detroit Jewel, Radio Silence, Spinnakers, and 30 Amp. Each one a different band, and it was kind of fun. Eventually I graduated and got my degree in business and went off to New York and made a lot of money in the dot-com era. Sold a lot of stock wisely before the dot-com bubble burst. And went and bought back many of those same companies' assets afterwards and made a lot of money. My wife was very happy. I went into semi-retirement, but people I knew had money that they wanted to invest in projects, and I got into movie making because, well, when you have the money, that's when people come looking for you. So we started this consortium of people, and we pool our money and put it into projects like your boss is supposedly working on for us, and that's how it goes.
Well, I'm really glad that you can help him out. He's really excited about this. I've been working very hard for him, and this is keeping me super busy, as you can see.
Yeah. I imagine he's probably a demanding boss and all. I get the impression that he can be a real slave driver.
Always talking to me about do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't really, I hear him. But I need to... He's always busting my chops.
Well, I can see punctuality as one of his priorities.
Well, Mr. Carter.
Carver.
Oh, Carver. Mr. Carver, I'm so sorry.
That's all right, Lisa.
It's actually Lisa.
Really? I saw your nameplate and thought it was Lisa. Beg your pardon.
Did you think that because it's spelled Lisa?
That's generally how people pronounce Lisa where I come from. If I offended you, I'm sorry.
Well, it's Lisa.
All right. Fair enough.
Please.
My daughter is named Addison because that was the name my wife wanted, even though she's been called Addie ever since she was a little girl, so I can understand.
I would understand if she would like to be addressed and called Addison.
No, actually, she prefers Addie.
I hope you don't mind if I work while you wait. I'm pretty busy.
No, feel free. If you don't mind, I'll just make a call. I have to check in on something at home.
If the phone rings, I'm going to answer it, though.
That would be a good idea, yes.
Sometimes it rings a few times, like a day.
You just go about your normal routine.
Well, right now, I'm pretty busy, but if it rings, I'm going to pick it up. So, I just
That's
wanted to tell
fine.
you that.
I would expect that. That is your job.
Well, that's why I would do it.
Very good.
Becky Wrench. Becky Wrench.
Hey, all right. Mr. Carver!
It's about time you showed up.
Well, the traffic was terrible. I was, even you could have the fastest car on the road, like my Porsche. Or you can, but you can still be stuck in traffic, as I was. The bridge. You'd think, that governor, that fat governor that they had, who stopped the traffic on the bridge a while back. He's not the governor of New York, but you'd almost think he was today. That's how it was.
Well, I was an investment banker in New York and New Jersey for a number of years, and I always managed to get where I was going on time for an appointment that was as important as this one, especially since it's one that you set up.
Oh, yeah, I know. Something came up, and I did have to attend to it. It was Manhattan, and Manhattan is a hive activity.
Well, I think it's about time we went into your office and discussed the particulars, which is the whole reason I'm here for this meeting.
Yes.
I've had a lovely conversation with your secretary, Lisa. She's a wonderful conversationalist. She told me all about your progress on the project and your... Well, she told me enough.
I don't really talk about the film with her. I don't talk about movies at all with her, actually. But unless you've been reading up on this subject.
Well, she assures me that she's very busy doing your pre-production work, making numerous phone calls a day, taking care of all your attendant business here in the office.
Right. Yes. Lots of business. Lots of business. So, yes, my office.
Yeah.
There's only one chair in here. Lisa, bring the chair, the other chair there.
Thank you. I think that'll be fine where it is.
You can leave the door open because there's no heat in here, and we want to have the heat come in.
Seth, you called this meeting
Seph.
today.
Seph.
Pardon.
Like Joseph, but Seph.
Yeah. You called this meeting today because you want more money for your film. And that's fine, but I haven't seen anything yet to demonstrate that you've spent 1 cent so far on this film. Do you remember what I told you when you first came to me years ago to finance the first film you were putting together?
It depends on what you're talking about.
I'm talking about money. The money fountain is there, but if you don't irrigate the crop and nothing comes up, you're not going to get any more. The fountain is going to dry up. Now, my investors and I have to see something coming back for our investment. When we put together the first deal years ago, I told you they're not concerned about a blockbuster. You are not a blockbuster caliber director.
Well,
You don't wear
I don't want
six.
to make blockbusters. You mean only.
Independent films are fine. They have a niche,
They're awesome.
and what you do fills that niche. But there has to be one of two things coming from this project. It either has to be a complete flop that my investors can use to write it off on their taxes, or it has to be at least a modest success so that they can put some more money in their pockets. All of the people I represent have capital that they're willing to invest because of one of those two things. You're not giving me anything.
Well, floppery is something that I'm very familiar with. I've had a few. But, as far as not shooting the film yet, it's there is a schedule that is going to be adhered to.
Uh-huh.
That,
Well, according
we're
to
going
Lissa, she's making as many as 6 calls a day for you.
6. I mean, that's practically nothing. She makes. I saw her make 6 calls in the space of 10 minutes yesterday.
And I saw her eat a sandwich right now while I was waiting for you
Yeah. Well,
30 minutes.
She was probably her dinner time, and she needed to eat. Soon we're going to be starting to shoot in Long Beach, California.
I didn't know there was another Long Beach, so I kind of assumed that's what you were talking about.
Well, you don't have to be sarcastic about it, but it's Long Beach, California, and we're going to be shooting there for about 2 weeks, and then we're going to be going to England, and we're going to be working in Nottingham, and it's in the north, the Sherwood Forest. I mean, it's not a medieval film. I'm just using it as a reference. Nottingham, it's an actual place.
And my wife and I have been to England several times. We're familiar with the countryside.
That's good. That's good. And from what I understand, Sherwood Forest isn't what it used to be. But anyway, the budget on this film, it's almost like an anteater is used to just a little bit of ants, but then all of a sudden he comes across a big patch of ants, and it's like he's never seen so many ants in his entire life. And so this is the biggest amount of money I've ever worked with for a movie. So you got to understand, when you're doing something for the first time, it's not like you're doing it for the 8th time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You make a lot of money, for instance, and like the first time you do it, like say you make $100,000. I mean, the first time that happens to you in your life, that's a big deal.
That's true.
Yeah.
I live very comfortably right now. My wife and I have a nice little horse farm. It's not that little. It's probably 2,000 acres down near Richmond.
Sounds like a county.
Well, here's the thing about horse farms. Horses make a lot of manure, Seph. And I'm seeing a lot of manure.
But they make a lot of speed, and I'm a very fast director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can boom, I can crank it out. You know, I can just go to a location and even like shoot stuff just like as a second unit director myself and just shoot stuff and boom, boom, boom. I get it.
Yeah.
Save money. I can like bring it in under budget, on time.
Well, you have demonstrated
I've
that.
done that many times.
You have demonstrated that in the past. I can't deny that. And you've made some good money for our investors. I can't deny that. But here's the thing. I'm thinking maybe you should spend some of this money and get yourself a real secretary.
That came out of nowhere. I don't know.
No, you weren't spending a half an hour with Lissa in the outer office. You were spending a half an hour in traffic.
Yeah, traffic is big. The traffic in this city is like a monster movie.
It throws a wrench in things sometimes, doesn't it?
I suppose you could say that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So let me ask you something. You're driving a Porsche,
Yes, I have been for several years now.
and this is your office
This
space.
is my office space. Yes, I could not drive a Porsche and just use a cab and get a more luxurious digs.
Well, I'm not seeing a lot of things in here that would be indicative of someone who's in the movie business.
Well, this is just, there was a lot of, most of this detritus was already in here when I moved in, and I haven't gotten rid of it. I guess I should set Lissa to that task, and I think maybe she could lug some stuff out of here every time she leaves work.
Well, let me make a suggestion.
What's that?
If you're going to be interviewing people, if you're going to be casting, if you're going to be bringing in production assistants and technicians that you want to work on your project, this is not the environment that is conducive to getting them to work for you.
Yeah, you're talking about...
I'm talking about any person. No person is going to walk into a, pardon my language, a hellhole of a building that you're renting space in and take you seriously as a producer, a director, or even a janitor.
Well, we're on the 9th floor. We're above cockroach level.
All right, that's something.
That's... Look, for one thing, I don't usually meet people in this office. I usually go to where they are. But the thing is that I just rely on my phone. I used to have a watch, but I use a phone.
Yeah, I hope it's not this phone.
No, it's an iPhone. Anyway,
It's nice to know you're
I'll
keeping
tell you
it.
something. That's a way to keep in touch with people.
I have one. I have it turned off right now because we're in a business meeting.
I keep mine on all the time because I just might be hearing from a person or persons connected to the film.
I would hope so. I would hope they would be contacting you on a regular basis.
Lissa, come here. How many times did the phone ring today?
At least 3.
And who called?
My mom.
Not connected to
Becky.
the production. Oh, Becky called. Okay.
And,
Strange that she called here.
just a minute, I wrote it down.
Okay. My girlfriend Becky. She has my number. I don't know why she called me.
Wendy.
Wendy. Oh, Wendy.
Somebody
Wendy.
called Wendy.
Well, Wendy is the actress I was mentioning, Wendy Negative.
I'm familiar with her.
Oh, yeah. Her.
Yeah,
She
Wendy.
called.
Yeah. What does she want?
And, oh, wait.
What did
I
Wendy
think
want?
you called once.
I called. Oh, that's right.
think
I
so.
did call. What did Wendy
That's
want?
4. What did Wendy want?
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta go look. I might have written it down. Hang on. She wanted to know if you were in.
That's it?
Oh. I said call back later. Because you weren't.
What's a big budget film that you liked?
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Had a lot of good acting. good actors.
I didn't see
Christopher Nolan directed it.
Yeah, I
Historical
saw something
epic.
He did once. Insomnia, I believe it was called. No, not Insomnia. Memento.
Memento. Memento is an excellent film.
Yeah.
Good example.
Yeah, so you like that kind of film.
I like any film that has a good return for the people who are investing
Well, guess
money in
what?
it.
Guy Pearce was in that film. And I had a conversation with Guy Pearce about 2 weeks ago. Possibly he might be interested in being in this film.
Well, that would be
Would
wonderful.
you like to see Guy Pearce in the film?
I've seen Guy Pearce in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That was an entertaining film. I've seen Guy Pearce in L.A. Confidential.
Now,
He's an
I just
established
want to say
actor.
something about Guy Pearce. I might not get him. In
All
fact,
right.
it's very unlikely that I can get him.
All right.
However, I did talk to him. And so there's, the thing is that you set your sights high, and then you find that you got to go to the mid-level, and maybe even a little bit below, and then you got to go down to the level where the cockroaches are, and then basically you're not even talking to agents, you're talking to...
People you meet on the street.
No, well, people that might have known Guy Pearce at one point or another.
So 6 degrees of separation is what
Well,
you're
maybe
looking
3
for.
degrees of separation from Guy Pearce. I don't really know him. I just wanted to see if we could get a little positivity into the meeting, frankly, because it's rather difficult to have to satisfy the demands of the marketplace when the marketplace is so bent on coming up with money-driven solutions to everything.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a patient man, more patient than you can imagine. In fact, 30 minutes that I was waiting for you, that was an exercise in patience.
You could have made a movie out of it.
I probably could. It might have been one like Waiting for Godot.
Oh, yeah, Beckett.
Where do we stand? I mean, if this thing gets canceled, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of wet eyes.
The reason I'm here is not to pull the plug on your project.
Oh, good.
The reason I'm here is to make sure that your project is plugged in.
I like how you turn that around.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the reason I'm here is to make sure that your project is plugged in and active and going, because right now I'm not seeing a lot of evidence of that.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, the investors get nervous. I get nervous. I have some of my personal money invested in this, just like my associates do.
I know.
These are people I've known for years.
I know. It's,
I have to go back to them, and what am I supposed to tell them if I go back and say, oh, we can continue to finance Seph Hickerson because he goes in on time and under budget, and he puts out a product that we can sell.
I know, you put money down for some saltwater taffy. You want the saltwater taffy. You don't want them to not give you the taffy.
Yeah, okay.
Chew on that one.
Usually you don't put a deposit when you buy candy. But anyway.
Unless it's a very large amount of candy.
I'm coming back to New York in 3 weeks. You and I are going to have another sit down like
Well, I might be
this.
in Long Beach then.
Well, if you're in Long Beach and shooting, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I mean we can.
I
come
won't
back
need to come back to
via
New
the
York in 3
phones
weeks.
That we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, if I hear that you're in Long Beach, I won't be coming back to New York in 3 weeks. But if I haven't heard from you, we'll be back here in this office or some little coffee shop where you like to meet actors, actresses, production crew, girlfriends, whatever you
I
want.
met Guy Pearce in a coffee shop.
Indeed. I'll be back here in 3 weeks. We can meet wherever you want. Your wonderful office or one of your coffee shop meetings that you like. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is if I don't hear that you're in production, I'm going to be back here. And that will be the end of the production. Because I have to go back to my people and tell them that we made a good choice this time in Seph Hickerson.
Yeah, well, that's a guarantee.
All right.
It's the Hickerson guarantee.
You've done well for us in the past. You've had some modest successes.
Yeah.
You've had some noteworthy films. You don't have 8 Golden Globes and 3 Oscars hanging around your neck, but that doesn't matter to me I just want to see a good return on my investment.
Yeah, you know, in Oscars, I mean, Harvey Weinstein has 85 Oscars. I mean, what does it really mean anymore?
It was an interesting experience to meet you, Lissa.
It was nice to meet you too, Mr. Carter.
Carver.
You know, I got to be able to trust you.
Well, we've known each other for a long time, and we're still here. And I note
By the hair of our chinny chin chins.
the modifications you've done in your bathroom. I noticed some in your kitchen. You've been spending. You've got some, what do you call, disposable income.
Well, yeah.
I dare say
Yeah.
that 10, 15 years ago you were not able to do that kind of thing.
Well, you know, you're right about that.
And who came along? Well, this Seph fellow, me, came along and brought some sunshine into your life.
Well, yeah, you definitely did. But, you know, see, I'm getting roles, you know, outside of, I'm working with people other than you.
Yes,
So
that's true.
This is why I can be more choosy. I don't
Yeah.
have to risk breaking, you know, breaking the law possibly,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't.
Well, let me assure you. On this film, there is not going to be any of those shenanigans.
Okay. Well.
Because I've got responsibilities towards Mr. Carver, and you know he's a square. I mean, he's like a. I mean, you know, he's. I can't really. I don't think I can pull the wool over his eyes. That's the thing. I mean,
Yeah, he's
pretty-
kinda-
he's smart.
Yeah, he is smart, and he's got a smart mouth too.
He does, and he's. I mean, that he made a ton of money.
Yeah,
Back in the '90s, and even like at a time when nobody was making money.
yeah, yeah. He's all business.
Yeah,
He is all business.
right. And so I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
All right. So you're not gonna. So you're gonna be a straight shooter with me because he's involved.
I cannot be putting one over on Carver because if I do that, I just might get killed. That's basically what I'm saying.
Oh wow. So that brings
People
a whole
like that
nother
have
level.
connections. That's what I assume
Wow,
he does.
that's a whole nother level of.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So I'm just what do they call that? I'm hoeing my row. You know
Yeah.
that expression?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking.
My Becky was telling me that all I have to do is keep my eye on the prize.
You're still with her, huh?
Well, yes. I mean, I talked with you about her just a few weeks ago, and indeed we are still together. I mean, why wouldn't we be? I mean, boy, I mean, I wouldn't call us star-crossed lovers, but we are indeed along the lines of being not two ships passing in the night, but like two trains driving or traveling on the rails. Maybe in a race.
Well, you know, you just said, why wouldn't we be?
Yeah, why wouldn't we be?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be is because you've got nothing in common at all. The only thing that you've got in common
We both like to
is
watch
that you,
baseball.
That's amazing that you found something that you both like. I would venture to say she might not even like baseball, but she's just trying.
Well, her dad took her to baseball games when she was a kid. She's a Kansas City Royals fan, died and true, because she's from Topeka, Kansas.
Well, where do you
and-
sit when you go to the games?
Well, mainly we watch it on television in
On
her apartment.
television.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to games. Well, what
We've
I
been to
was
a couple
gonna
of
say,
games, but yeah.
Yeah, see, you know, what I'm you cannot tell me that you and her have enough in common that this is a genuine relationship that's reciprocal in feeling. I just can't see that at all.
Listen, the first time that Becky and I kissed, meteor showers
I
went
think-
off, so to speak. I mean, it was like the universe exploded. I mean,
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Oh yeah, right, for you.
Well, I think I said, how was that?
You
And
know
she
what,
said that was
Seph?
great.
Yeah, right. You know what, Seph? though. You work with actresses. You might be tangling with the greatest actress of all time.
Becky Wrench, an actress? Well, you could say that because she has all that TV experience, that she could easily
Yeah.
sidestep into becoming an actress.
Well, I think that she's acting the role of her life right now, because she's trying to, she's a gold digger. I mean, that. She found a sugar daddy.
Did you try telling her that the well dried up? Have you tried that?
No.
Well, I would really
it seems
recommend
like a strange
that.
thing to just bring up. I
Hey.
prefer to have fun when I'm with her, and like talking about poverty is not something that's going to make Becky's hair look lustrous to her. She's going to be very upset. And,
I'll tell you what, she's laughing all the way to the bank.
I don't know. I think that she finds me to be one of the most fascinating men she's ever met.
Yeah,
And,
I bet you she tells you that.
Oh, she's told me that many times.
Yeah,
And more.
I bet you the most handsome, the smartest,
Yeah, she thinks
the
I'm handsome.
funniest.
I mean,
You
am I
know,
not
do
handsome?
any of those sound familiar?
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
she thinks
See?
she thinks I'm a treat.
Yeah, I bet you she does. And anyway, Seph, it's your life, but I'm saying, what are you doing with her? She's so nothing.
What?
Nothing.
She's nothing.
No. No,
Well,
it's a lie. It's a
don't
lie.
even know her. I mean,
Talk about lying.
She's a good person. She gave $500 to save the children last week. I mean, this is
Whose
a woman-
$500 did she give? Was it hers?
It was her money. Yes.
Oh, that's well. Maybe I pegged her wrong, but
the station.
No, I didn't.
The station did a story about Save the Children, and it was I think she was moved within herself to make a contribution along with the other anchors and all that. And she's got a good heart.
when she gave all that money for the children, did she have to make a public spectacle of it? Did she have to mention it every time
Oh,
she
no,
was on
no.
TV?
Well, no, she never mentioned it on TV.
Oh well,
Yeah. You're thinking, well, maybe there's more to this Becky than I thought.
I don't know. Well, see what happens if you tell her the gravy train.
Dries up.
Yeah, there's no gravy in that
No
train.
chuck wagon.
There's no truck wagon anymore.
There's no.
It's just going to be
You're on
you
the
and
Oregon
her
Trail,
living
you're-
in poverty.
Yeah, it's like we were going to the West Coast and we had to stop somewhere in Nebraska. That's basically what I'm telling her, right?
Yeah, and whether she's going to stick with you or not, through thick and thin, and thin, is really thin.
We're living in a sod house in Nebraska.
You're going to live in a sod house in Nebraska.
Yeah, that's
well,
what
how is
Becky
she going to
does.
react to that news? That's what I want to
So
know.
I'm going to be making this story up, and I don't know. It might
I
be,
mean,
it
it would-
might
it
be
would-
interesting to hear. I think she would prove you wrong.
Okay,
And I would
you know
love,
what?
I would love to be able
be.
to tell you that Becky
Yeah,
thought, Seph,
yeah,
wherever you go, whatever you do,
yeah.
I am your queen.
Wow, that would be.
I am
Prove me
your-
wrong.
I
There
am
you go.
your-
Prove me
I will
wrong.
be your prairie queen in the sod house.
A prairie queen.
Prairie queen.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Wearing like a burlap dress, like Marilyn Monroe did once.
I think she's going to be really happy to hear that news.
Yeah, she looked great
Yeah,
in a
she's going to
burlap
take
dress,
it
I can tell
really
you.
well. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, she would look great in a potato sack.
I'm sure she can pull it off.
She could pull it off. Marilyn Monroe did.
With that figure, she could pull it right off.
Because, she paid for that figure. That whole body of hers is bought and paid for.
So you allege.
That doesn't happen in nature. But that body type
I tell you.
does not happen in nature.
I have.
Never. She's a freak of nature, if that's what
Right.
she's trying to tell you.
I have eaten of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and I have found that they are genuine.
You know what? Here's a documentary for you. Investigate, the freak of nature that she is.
An entire documentary about Becky Wrench and her tremendous body.
And how there's no way that could happen in nature. Yeah.